the Nicki Minaj situation, reports coming out that she's about to lose like a $20 million mansion because of a $500,000 judgment. And I was just like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Number one, Nicki Minaj, if she doesn't have access to $500,000, I'd kind of be surprised. Meaning that $500,000 to save your $20 million mansion, I feel like she can do that. That's number one. Number two, if for some reason one of the biggest, most successful, not just female rappers, but rappers of all time did not have $500,000, she knows people that can give it to her or even loan it to her. Hey, Drake, man, can I borrow this 500 real quick? Yeah, she can get it. She could even do work to get it. You know what I'm saying? And there'd be payment plans and all types of shit on legal judgments. So I didn't understand it. So I left it alone. And before I cut the stream on, I went back and got a little bit more hip and refreshed of what really took place. So let's start here. This guy, Wyden Mueller, I believe that's the security guard's last name. Okay, so Wyden Mueller sued Minaj and her husband in January of 2022, accusing Petty of attacking him from behind and punching him in the face when Wyden Mueller defended a woman he worked with, also a security guard, during the altercation with Minaj at the 2019 concert in Frankfurt. Wyden Mueller said that Minaj was annoyed that the security guard allowed a fan to jump the barricade and get on stage. Minaj yelled at the security guard and recorded the exchange. Wyden Mueller interjected, telling Minaj that the security guard's career might be ruined due to Minaj's recording. Okay. Minaj then allegedly threw a shoe at Wyden Mueller and missed. Wyden Mueller's interaction with Petty came after. I now have 5 plates in my jaw, and my jaw has not been fully reconstructed. Wyden Mueller wrote in a statement, the doctor must still insert implants into my jaw as a part of the reconstruction process. In the interim, the doctors have inserted donor bone. Damn, donor bones as well? Shit, and plates? Donor bones from a deceased. What? You can tell I didn't read this shit yet, the full thing. And I grabbed what I needed, but damn. Donor bones from a deceased person into my mouth in order to preserve space for the future implants. He got hit the right way. You know, there's a lot of men with physicality and athleticism that can throw 80-mile, 90-mile-per-hour punches, right? And if it lands the wrong way, especially if your jaw was loose, you didn't expect it or whatever, your genetics is like damaging. I don't believe that. It's not that Mike Tyson hit the nigga in his prime. It's just the stars line up and a lot of men could do that to you. Damn. But bone donations, whatever, from a corpse. He was awarded the money last week when Minaj and Petty failed to respond to this lawsuit. So mind you, people, this was a default judgment. Okay. Now, I don't know if she took it serious. And it happened in Germany, right? I'll still say allegedly. I don't know if it's because allegedly she didn't take it serious. Maybe she felt like nobody gonna catch up with me behind this. Fuck you. It is what it is. Or maybe just felt like it's not serious from the other side, or you don't have no evidence, or I don't know. But if somebody goes to this length for you and knowing that you are a multi megastar millionaire, right? You got to lawyer up and defend yourself, because they know that the bag is there and they want it. They know that they can get $500,000. I believe that this person filed for like 700,000 plus and ended up on a 500,000 plus judgment decision, but they didn't show up. They didn't contest it. They didn't fight it. Okay. So that's what the judge came down with. Next up, in March, Rolling Stone Vibe and Enemy reported that a judge granted a default judgment. There you go. In the case after the couple failed to respond to a lawsuit claiming Petty broke Wyden Mueller's jaw during the aforementioned incident at the Frankfurt show. Rolling Stone's reports noted that Wyden Mueller allegedly engaged in a verbal altercation with Minaj at the defense of the security team member, ultimately resulting in the rapper allegedly hurling her shoe at him before he was struck by Petty. And there it is. Requested $21,000 to cover medical bills and $700,000 to cover ongoing injuries, as well as his emotional pain and suffering, according to the Rolling Stone. Ultimately, he was awarded $318,000, which was awarded to Wyden Mueller under the default judgment. Okay, so there you have that piece. Um, real quick, as we're continuing to step through this, you celebrities, man, you can't live in the clouds so long that you lose touch with nobody's above this fucking law, and everybody stop acting so untouchable and invincible, and you could just do whatever you want because you got money and power and people that'll ride for you, whatever. Anybody could be touched, anybody could be sued, anybody could fall from graces, anybody's career could be disrupted, anybody could be thrown in jail. It happens to the best of them. Wesley Snipes had to go sit down for what? Tax evasion? R. Kelly's sitting in there right now singing the fucking people birthday fucking ballads over the jail phone. The greatest R&B artist of all time, Nicki. And Cardi did the same shit. Okay. She was at what was it? Was it the Vegas show or whatever? We seen her throw the shit into the crowd. Motherfuckers throw microphones in the crowd. Motherfuckers kick people in the front of the stage. You people don't know how to take how to preserve yourself, knowing that you're gonna be in front of. Unfortunately, I'm not saying that these people aren't wrong and they're not disrespecting and that it's not crazy what they do. But this is some of what you have to prepare your mind for, knowing that this is the job that you take. I'm not trying to validate or stick up for somebody that's going to be in the front row and throw something at you, right? But that's what security's job is supposed to be for. And if security don't protect you, you need to walk the fuck off the stage, and the promoter still owes you money. The venue still something, or maybe you should sue. You know what I'm saying? Maybe more of these fans need to get sued instead of just hitting them back and then y'all losing millions of dollars. These fans need to get sued. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But a judge is on the verge now, this is current, of forcing Nicki Minaj to sell her $20 million Los Angeles mansion to pay out a security guard after a default judgment. Rolling Stone reports Judge Cindy Panuco recently awarded the security guard Thomas Weidemuller the $500,000 after she sued, blah, 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 blah. Where's the piece of the crib that made sense? Okay, so this is why it's not fully set in stone yet, people. The judge says, quotes, my tentative is to grant this, Panuco said at the hearing. I just want to make sure we're getting it right. The judge said that the only outstanding document in the application to force the sale of the rapper's home was a statement from the Bank of America showing how much Minaj's $13.3 million mortgage she has already paid since purchasing the home in October 2022. Let's say there's no bidder who offers the full $20 million and it goes up for auction and they don't get a fair market value and it doesn't cover everything, Panuco explained. If it doesn't cover what the sale is required to cover, including the judgment, in the instance, then I would use the evidence to help me make that determination. So here's an example of that. If I buy the house for $20 million and I've only paid into $100,000 in equity or into the principal of the mortgage, right? Even if you sell it for 20 million, there's only 100 minus fees and all types of that's available, which means that you forced the sale of this home and it doesn't cover the 500 grand that the security guard is owed. Now, it's saying that she has a $13.3 million mortgage, but there was reports that the house is worth 20 million. So technically, if you pay 13.3 and it's worth 20, on top of what you put down and on top of whatever principal you paid into, even just from the market going up or the price of the house or the value of the home going up, you're supposed to have what? 6.7. So that's supposed to be 6.7 million that's available, plus the equity that she paid into the principal, right? Like plus whatever down payment that she put. So it should far exceed the $500,000, but the judge is doing the right thing, saying, let me get this on paper from Bank of America. So that's supposedly the last piece that the judge is waiting for. And last but not least, just from an entertainment standpoint, of course, if this had the actual address, I wouldn't bring it up here, even if it's Nicki Minaj or anything. I wouldn't do that. I don't believe in trying to put people's addresses on the internet. I think that's disgusting. I think that's dangerous. I think people should be sued for that type of shit. And if I ever do that, I promise you it's by accident. I never want to put people's addresses up here. But this one comes from businessandrhymes.com. And I did see this type of post with just the look of the front on like Yahoo and all types of websites and everything. So I'm not violating people, but it says Nicki Minaj and this was what posted on December 2022. So this was an article that's probably just bigging her up. Nicki Minaj buys 19 million Hidden Hills mansion. Nicki Minaj recently purchased an all-new estate in Hidden Hills, a guard-gated city in the San Fernando Valley of California for 19.5 million. Built new this year so it was brand new that she built it. I mean that she bought it. It's a 2020. The house ain't even 5 years old. That's beautiful. A new development. Built new this year by local developer. The big modern farmhouse never officially hit the market. She's the first person to live in it. It sold before the listing on MLS, according to the property realtor's remarks stated on Dirt, at nearly 12,000 square feet. If you know the history of this channel, you know I love real estate. You know, every once in a blue moon, we pull up properties and say, look how pretty this is. 12,000 square feet, 8 bedrooms, 9 full bathrooms, 2 powder rooms. There are also a separate guest house and possible cabana in the backyard. Cabana don't really mean too much, but plus a saltwater pool and a spa, and a Baja shelf for sunbathing. So saltwater pools are very, very common. Believe it or not, saltwater pools still have chlorine in them. It's just for the killing of the bacteria and everything. But salt water is very, very common for people that invest in nice pools because it's better on your skin. Okay, like gone are those old days where everybody had an above the ground pool and it was just pure fucking chlorine. Black people would get out of them fucking pools with white skin and scratching and cracking skin and all that. Nobody does that anymore. Everybody goes for salt. Just you should. Everybody goes for salt water. All right, salt water is way better for your skin. Guest house is dope. Cabana really don't mean too much to me. You guys know what powder rooms are, right? Look, man, you get to certain levels, man. You're not talking about common shit. You're talking about jacuzzis and heated bathroom or shower floors and infinity edge pools and powder rooms. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about luxury styles, man. You're not talking about even shades and most of the glass and the windows and doors, man. You talk about gated private properties with security at the front gate and shit. Beautiful. Look at the hills in the background, man. You see why this shit is. And one of the reasons why I wanted to go to the property to close out this topic is because I'm just like, it's such a beautiful property. It's worth so much. And from the value either going up plus, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way you let this property go based on what Nicki Minaj is worth. We pulled that up yesterday. It says she's worth from 130 to 150 million dollars is her worth. I don't know what she has sitting around in liquid available, but Nicki Minaj does not let this 2022 build 12,000 square foot brand new build go because she owes somebody $500,000. I just don't see it happening. It would be one of the most stubborn things I've ever witnessed. Ever. I would have to get more details on Nicki. How the fuck did you let this property go with all that equity that you have in it for 500 grand? And I don't want to sound like 500 grand is peanuts, but for her and for what I think she has access to, for what the house is worth, for the equity that's in the house, for the amount of money she could go make by putting a tour on real quick, or the fucking people that's in her phone book. No, for her, I'm sorry. I gotta sneeze at that $500,000. I don't understand it. How we're at a point where we're talking about a judge waiting to get a bank letter from fucking Bank of America. I don't understand.